So the Corsa C project is well underway. And so far, you guys seem to be absolutely loving me messing around with this little Corsa SXI. Now I'll be honest, I'm absolutely loving messing around with this Corsa. We've done a few exterior mods, we've done a few interior mods, and we've even put some new alloys on the car so far. But after the eBay video, there was one mod in specific that you guys told me can be improved. And that was the wiper delete. If you watch the video, you've seen that we got this cheap rubber bung and it just kind of didn't look very good. So of course, I jumped straight back on eBay and ordered a bit more of an upgraded wiper delete. And it finally arrived. Let's get it installed. So with this wiper delete kit, you actually get the bung and also some silicone to hold it in place. Now, although these aren't as easy as just putting a rubber bung in place, the little bit of extra work does make it look a lot better. So to install this wiper delete kit, all you have to do is take off the rear boot plastic, then spread the silicone around the outside of your new glass bung and simply push it into the hole. Now, one thing I do, you don't have to do this, you could just leave it to set, but seeing as you're never going to see it because it's behind the kind of boot plastic, I just put a bit of tape over the backside of the wiper delete just to hold it in place, and now you can reinstall your plastic. Now that is 100 times better. As you can see, it says SXI on it as well as a nice little detail, but it just sits flush with the window. Yeah, that is 100 times better. Now this one is a test for my original subscribers. How many of you can recall my 6th ever video?
I have these. Sorry, I do need to wash the inside of my car, I really do. But I've got these, and basically what these are, I'm gonna have to show you. And they just give the car a bit more of a stealthy look, if you know what I mean. It just looks a bit more evil coming down the road.
Now, for those of you that guessed it right, you'd remember me sat in a car park in the pouring rain, installing some eyelids to my first Corsa that I had on this channel. So you know that we had to order some for this Corsa, and that is what these are. Now, if you don't know what eyelids are, they're a very popular mod. Probably about 3 or 4 years ago, pretty much every car had a set of eyelids on them, and I thought, what more of a perfect car than to bring back the trend. So these are such a simple but effective mod. You quite literally just put double-sided tape on the back and you stick them to the top of your lights to pretty much make eyelids, and it makes the headlights just look a lot more kind of squint and aggressive. And I seen these on eBay and I thought, this was a video that I did about 5 years ago and I have to get some of these and put them on this car. So let's get them installed. So all I did with these is literally stick some double-sided tape to the backside of the eyelids. And now all you've got to do is pop your bonnet and make sure you clean the top of your headlights the best you can. And now let's actually get them installed. So all you've got to do is line them up and literally stick them on. And now hopefully the bonnet sits in line. Honestly, installing mods like this proper takes me back to the old days. I'm absolutely loving it. Let's have a look at before and after. So here's what they look like before. Not very aggressive, just your standard lights. And then boom. Absolute evil scenes coming down the road. Everyone is going to be moving out your way for you, all of 90 horsepower. Right, let's do the other one. And that is the eyelids installed. Now, in all seriousness, for as cheap and easy as these are to install, I actually do think they're a pretty decent modification. So one thing this car has been seriously needing since we put the wheels on is lowering. This arch gap, literally, is not gonna cut it for me. It's not actually too bad on the front, but when you come to the back, yeah, it's not looking good at all. And that's the reason we ordered some lowering springs.
Hello? Yes, can can you come and have a look at my car, please? I think the battery's flat. If you could come and help me out.
Oh, why is it not starting?
No, I think the battery's dead.
Right. Okay. I'll come now. I'll be on my way.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay. See you in a bit. Bye bye.
Bye.
And that is the exact reason why this video is sponsored by Top Don. So this is the Top Don Jump Surge JS2000, and trust me when I say you're going to want to have one of these handy. This thing actually gives 2000 peak amps to restart 12 volt batteries in just 3 seconds. So that's cars, trucks and even motorcycles. And it doesn't matter what shape or size your engine is, because the JS2000 can jump petrol engines up to 8 litres. And not forgetting about diesels, it can jump diesel engines up to 6 litres. Let's go sort my nan's car out. So, the car in question is my grandma's Ford Fiesta. Now she's telling me, okay, so the battery works enough to open the car, but she's telling me the car doesn't start. Ready?
Why does it sound like a machine gun?
Definitely the battery. Now obviously the black one goes to your negative terminal on there, and the red one goes to the positive. Let's see if it works. Right, are we ready?
Yeah.
Easy as that. That's actually quite sick.
That's impressive, actually.
That is very impressive for that little thing. You haven't got to plug it into your house, nothing, straight away. So like I said, it actually doubles up as a power bank for if you are sat at the side of the road, and it also is a flashlight. You literally press and hold the on button and the flashlight turns on. It's actually got 3 settings, so you can make it flash if you are stood at the side of the road and want people to know that you're there, and kind of a slow flash. So this is literally the best emergency tool you can get as a motorist. It can save you in many scenarios. So if you do want to go ahead and grab one of these, the links are in the description, and a big thank you to Top Don for sponsoring this video. So I decided to go for 50mm lowering springs. I'm hoping that it is going to really slam it, and it is actually going to be quite low to the point people think it might be on bags. I don't know, it may work, it may not. The most common ones for these I think are 35, so these are pretty low. Let's get them installed. Now I'm actually quite looking forward to how this is going to look, and like I say, I hope it is low as I think it is going to be.
So before I go ahead and jack the car up, I'm obviously going to loosen the wheel nut bolts. Then we can jack the car up, take the wheel off, and we can start getting these lowering springs installed.
Okay, I think the best thing to do is start from the back and then do the fronts. The backs shouldn't take long at all. Literally one main bolt for the shock absorber, and that should give us enough leverage to push down on the drum and hopefully get this spring out, and we can just replace it with the new spring. Fingers crossed that goes to plan. Let's crack on with it.
Now of course, it's a lot easier said than done, but in all fairness, this Corsa is an absolute breeze to work on.
There we go. Yeah, and that is how you get a spring out.
Now to get the lowering spring installed, simply replace it from where you just knocked that spring out of the original place, jack up the drum, line the bolt up and screw your main bolt back in.
Let's drop it and see what the rears look like. I'm not going to obviously show you the full car. We're going to get the fronts done, and then we're going to go take it out and show you what the whole thing looks like as one. I'm hoping it's as low as I think it is. Let me just take the handbrake off and we'll see how low that's gone. Yes, that is perfect. That's not like too low, but it's also exactly where I want it to be. Yes, they are the perfect size for this car. 50mm springs is the perfect size. Also, they will go a little bit lower because when the springs actually set, being brand new springs, it will set in a little bit lower. So let's get the fronts done.
Now with the rear springs being a really easy job to fit, this being cars, obviously we're going to run into some issues while doing the fronts. Now we do actually run into an issue, but I guess you're going to have to keep watching to find out what that is.
So the fronts are a little bit more confusing. We've got the tie rod end, we've got a drop link, we've got obviously the strut, and the spring is actually up here. So this is all kind of one unit. These bolts are the bolts we've got to take off, and they're actually not looking too good. They are looking a little bit crusty. So let's just pray that these actually come off. I'm not hopeful, but let's just keep our fingers crossed. Right, I'm going to need everyone to cross their fingers in the comments. Please let this work. There's one. Come on. I've tried every other option, and my only hope is the breaker bar. Please. Yes. Please tell me that didn't snap. Tell me that didn't snap. Come on. Come on. Yes! Yes! Oh, the good old Corsa. The good old Corsa.
So you're probably thinking, so far, so good. Well, here's where it starts to go a bit pear-shaped.
Now, all we have to do is take the drop link off, take the track rod end off, and hopefully we can drop the shock absorber. Obviously, there's the two bolts under the bonnet holding the top of the strut in, and then it should be out.
And that's where it all went wrong. The rear part of the drop link where you put your spanner had completely rounded off, so I could not get no leverage on the socket or the buzz gun to get the drop link off.
Alright, we've hit a bit of a problem. The drop link's not coming off. Don't ask me why, but it's just completely like rounded back here. So the spanner's just spinning on it, and then the bolt's seized in there. It just won't come out. So we've got to order some drop links, but obviously everywhere's closed now. It's so frustrating, but I'm going to strip all this apart as much as I can, and maybe go and start on the other side while I can. Hopefully get the drop links tomorrow, and we can finish this job before the weekend, so I can get this video out on Sunday. If in doubt, get the grinder out. Now, I've ordered some drop links, but I can't get them till tomorrow. I'm at work till 4:30, so this is going to be a big rush. Hopefully I can get both shock absorbers off both sides, get the springs changed, and then all I've got to do tomorrow is literally put the new drop links on. Let's get them off. Okay, now that's off. I'm going to get the other side off in a minute when the shock absorber's out of the way. Now, what we're looking for is this bad boy. All you've got to do is undo that, and the whole shock absorber should drop out the bottom of the car. I like saying should, because yeah, nothing really goes to plan. I forgot to click record, but the shock absorber is out. It was literally just buzzed that bolt off the top and it all fell through. All we've got to do now is compress this spring and buzz the top mount off, and then we can replace it with the lowering spring.
Now, because I didn't actually have any spring clamps, I went round to my dad's to borrow some straps just to make sure that the spring didn't ping off when we undo this nut. We managed to get the spring off luckily, and it didn't ping and hurt anyone. So now it's just a matter of getting the lowering spring on and bolting everything all back up. It's getting dark though, so I'm in a bit of a rush. So now all I've got to do is just put everything in reverse order back together and use the buzz gun to push the spring back into place.
Okay, so we managed to get some drop links. I'm really hoping that these have extra bolts in them, so we can actually get the whole job done tonight, and I can show you guys what it looks like. we're gonna just crack on, get these installed. This side is pretty much done. I'm not sure where we kind of left off last night. This side's done, except we just need to put the drop link in it. So I'm gonna jack the car up, get the drop link in, and then we'll crack on with the other side. Oh, do you know what? I think today might be our lucky day. It does actually come with the bolts. So we're just gonna get this straight on. Okay, so the fronts on these Corsa Cs are actually really easy. You've got two main bolts here holding the actual strut in. Then you've got the drop link. I'm either gonna have to grind that off or it'll actually come off. And then at the top, you've got the main top mount bolt. Unbolt that and the whole strut comes out. Right, let's get busy. Right, please come off. No. Oh, it's come off. Huh. This side's actually come off. No way. Wow. If only the other side was as easy as that. We'd have saved so much hassle. As if just that one side delayed me a whole day. Right, that's good. And just like that, one shock absorber. Now replace the spring and put it all back together. Simple as that. Okay, let me just give you guys a little disclaimer. The only reason I'm doing it this way is because right now this car is in the way. We need to put George's car, which has freshly been resprayed, there's a video coming on that, on the driveway, and mine is currently across the road. But get yourself some spring clamps, do it the proper way, don't do what I'm doing. But I'm going to record it in case it goes wrong because it's good content. Bingo. Job is a good one. And just like that, that is one lowered Corsa C. And that is the Corsa all lowered. I've got to be honest, I did not realise how good of a difference it would actually make. It's not too low and it's also not too high. It is just right. We pretty much have no arch gap on the back and the exact same with the front. I can't even get a finger in there. I think 50mm for a Corsa C is the perfect lowering amount. The eyelids look really good too. What a nostalgic mod they are. I really do think they are a good mod for how easy and simple they are. The wiper delete looks 100 times better. I don't know, I just think the car is really starting to come together. So I guess it's time for me to end this video and go home and plan the next one and order a load more parts for this car. We've got loads left to do. We need to dechrome it. I've got a special video for the calipers, and this car needs an exhaust and body kit as well. So stay tuned, and if you are enjoying the videos, make sure you subscribe. I will see you in the next one.